took some years, but now I know why. Now I know why. It took some blood, ink, and tears to quote these very complex scriptures. Y'all cool and all, but I'm not quick to claim none of y'all in these very honest pictures, because I was coloring these blues before I knew any of you. And when these journal entries got heavy, they held me down before they moved any of you. There was some things I was already used to before it was cool too. This ain't all for props and applause. This ain't all for dropping jaws or draws. For me, it's business as usual. Because basically, I don't write for you. Way before HBO. And this ain't another write for peace, because we all have it. Because I personally don't write for peace. I don't only write for the streets. I don't only write towards the east or some other bullshit that sounds tight deep so you buy more CDs. By the way, I have CDs for sale. But this is so much realer than that, I'm sure. And I'm sure that my pen is mighty than any sword. My pen is really an axe that chops wooden trees to paper bridges so I can get my point across these troubled waters. Now, the point of the cross is the point towards the Lord, and they told me that they knew him. But the more they shouted, the more I found out they only knew hymns, and I did not like the song. No, I don't want to just sing along. I decided to write my own, and I've been alone. Been a poem ever since in free form and 5-line haiku. This is what I am, not just who I do. I don't write for you. This is how I translate those heavy bass noises bouncing between my temples. How I underwrite the sound of overpounded instrumentals into beautiful therapeutic music, using graffiti ink medicine, because honest expression is a poet's prescription, can prevent insanity, escapism, depression, and addiction, help you paint a vision, a roadmap to freedom, help you escape the prison of secrets that just don't feel right. You might remember what that feels like. You, your daughter, you as a little boy, can live behind an innocent child's bright stares, can't sleep at night, scared I couldn't carry it. Couldn't put it down, I'm drowning. I put my pen to it, write it down. It helps me get through it. And every morning, I would pray. Now I was praying the wrong way, but I didn't know that till later on in the day. I was only 12, with a story to tell. And I was only 12, so my story wasn't that well written. And I was only 12, so maybe that's why I hadn't write it very well. Listen. But I ain't had no mic in the stage. All I had rage, I would yell with my right hand. And the page would never reply. Never claim to understand or try to pacify. And the page would never lie. And I have moved people with poems. But you ain't a poet till you read what you wrote and you cry. Now I know why I feel so alive reciting. Because I have died writing. Aimed at my index finger from gripping a pen so tight, breath like thunder, hand sliding lightning across the page, emotions like explosions across the page, pen like sword, ink like blood falling off the blade, syntax impact like tossed grenades. Now I know why I had no real friends to walk, I had no real friends to talk to. All I had was a pen to walk me through, so I leaned on it like a crutch, and somehow this little 5.5-inch piece of plastic managed to keep me up. And I don't write revolutionary because I was revolutionary before I ever wrote it. I don't write slam poetry, because win or lose, I am poetry. I write for me then, me now, for who I like to be, for the little boy inside of me who just want to write till he's free. Before the hype and the feed, it started when I was 12. I had to pick up my sword and fight through a religious hell, and I'm still fighting, still writing till I'm well in 4/4 time. And when the flow don't rhyme, I found my beat, chord deep or short deep. I found my beats. I could see clear down to my feet and air out my beats. This is more than for your applause when you hear the sound of my speech, because none of y'all were there when I couldn't get a minute. I was asleep because of the fear rolling down my cheek. I don't know, and I frankly don't care how y'all see it. I don't write for y'all. I don't write at all. This here is how I